I had some hand pie.
That.
Oh.
There we go.
I don't know why they call them hand pies. Yeah, they're
Delicious, Mike.
It's a turnover, basically.
It makes it sound like a dance.
What
Do
the
the hand pie.
Whoa.
There's a place called there's a place called Pie, or if you look at the very, very small text elsewhere on the sign, the Victoria Pie Company, and they do they have you can buy normal pies, but you can also buy what is essentially a pasty or a turnover or whatever. And so I got a sausage and potato one and an apple one for the sweet and the savory, which was very nice. Thank you.
Did you roll the dice and forget which one was which?
I pulled one of them out of the bag at random, but I chose correctly.
That's like the biggest middle finger to like your taste buds. Is like getting ready for apple pie and you get like a face full of potato.
Oh, I went through a period of time where I drank iced tea like all the time, like at restaurants, iced tea. And because it's at a restaurant, it's a soft drink, so it's like Nestea. And then one day I was like, root beer, please. And I drank the root beer, and the first sip, I was like, because I was so primed for iced tea, and then I got root beer, and it was like,
It's all carbonated.
Shock.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the discovery of like iced tea in the States, too.
yes,
Yeah.
Because
that
it's
really
not
caught me
all-
off
Are you
guard.
talking like?
Well, it depends on the place.
Yes.
That's the thing.
In Canada, it's all sweetened,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
And so yeah, the first time I ordered it in Los Angeles, I was like iced tea, and I drank it, and it was and then I was like, I'm sorry, sweetened iced tea, and the guy was like, oh, and then brought like the dish of all the sugar packets for coffee, and was
Yeah.
like, here, and I'm like,
See, I had the exact
Okay.
opposite
So you guys-
reaction where I got
Does
iced
not
tea
work.
thinking it was
No.
going to be unsweetened.
You guys need to go like in the south and stuff.
Oh,
like that.
but that's like
It's
the extreme
way
sweet.
Too
But
much.
that's a specific thing. That's sweet tea.
Right, but
Yeah.
even then.
but
like,
in
we
Canada,
must
it's
have
all
sweet
sweet tea, but we
Yeah.
call it iced tea
Yeah.
because that's the only kind. So then when we go to the States and ask for iced tea and get unsweetened iced tea, it's jarring.
So now I'm legitimately just jumping tracks for a second. Iced tea, the rapper.
Yeah. Right.
Which drink is he referring to when he named himself?
It's
Sweet tea.
No.
it's difficult to mix sugar packets into them also.
Iced tea, open up.
That's the real question that we should send out is how many
What's the
sugar
horn
packets
again
can
on
you
this?
fit into ice
Now
tea?
you're drinking some iced tea.
And dinner, I had creme brulee and churros.
Is it doing?
Creme brulee and
I
churros?
can't
It was
hear
really
it.
It's a good dinner.
Yeah.
Dang.
There's that place that just has chocolate churros. Yeah.
Sounds decent.
These.
I also had the really upsetting experience of taking a bite into what I thought was like a piece of fried chicken, and it was fried pickle.
Oh,
And I really hate pickles, so I was not happy about that.
Anyone ever had one of the deep fried Mars bar?
Yeah.
I have. They are.
It was tasty. It was also like really challenging to eat. It was a chore to get through. It was just
you
like,
get one that was still really fresh, so it's all melted on the inside.
oh yeah,
Your
So it's
body,
like liquid
Yeah.
magma coming down.
at a point, your body recognizes that it has had enough calories.
yeah.
Your body's like, stop.
It starts.
Stop.
It starts really clamping. Like your whole mouth just sort of like yeah, all the pores inside your mouth just like seize up and go. No,
No, don't do this anymore.
Abort.
When it's too quickly high, like
if it could, if your mouth could like in Deus Ex or Cyberpunk thing when like you get like an armored skin. If your mouth could just like go, so let's just Teflon, and then all the Mars bar slides back out.
The only time I've mixed,
I was just saying that it would do that if it could.
the only time I've ever mixed up food that I thought I was going to get into my mouth that wasn't. I think I told
Your
this
mouth
story
just makes the
before.
Windows XP shutdown noise.
Was when I was going over for exchange in Japan, and I bought some Sailor Moon candies from the store.
Sailor Moon candies.
Yes,
All
yeah,
right.
just, individually wrapped Sailor Moon candies. They looked like they were.
Well, everything's individually wrapped in
Yeah,
Japan.
but they looked like just some big sours, like a sweet tart type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I get them unwrapped, and I've got a big blue one. It smells real good. Goes in the mouth, starts foaming up. Turns out it's bath soap.
Oh man! Actually, that happens a lot because Elliot
Gross.
works at Lush,
Mhm.
and people walk into Lush apparently all the time thinking that like the stuff in there is edible.
Ooh.
And so,
Bath bombs
which
switch now.
and here's the thing though, is like people are like, it's weird that it's kind of funny because like people walk in and they'll take a bite out of something and it's like oops that's a soap. But then the other question is, who walks into a store and just starts biting stuff like that's within it?
It's easy to do that once, right?
Right.
So I was in another country, and I was going there with an open mind and thought maybe this is just a flavor of candy that I don't like. So I went back for another one.
No.
Oh, but they make like soap in the shape of.
There are soap
those,
candies.
Totally.
chocolates.
Oh yeah, there's that gum.
Wait,
Well,
candy that smells like soap.
Well,
or
there's
soap
the
that's
there's the gum that's like still tastes like soap, but there's also like little sort of they look like small jujubes that taste like soap, or
Well, and
or if you're
again,
me, cilantro.
Like a lot of the soap in there, it's cut almost. They look like wheels of cheese, like
Yeah.
funky wheels of cheese,
And
but
like,
wheels of
like
cheese.
slice it off.
Yeah,
But I love
Sometimes they have
funky
those
cheese.
small little,
Yeah,
like, dessert
right.
cakes, yeah.
But it still does not answer the question of who walks into a store and just starts biting stuff.
Yeah.
I have seen
That's a
around
really
Christmas
good
time,
point.
They make soap in the shape of chocolates.
Right.
It's
That's just mean.
Soap on the package, it looks like fancy shell chocolates.
Yeah.
I
Skip
remember
to Game
at
is asking if my shirt is a Sergeant Craig Pittman reference, which it's not. It's a reference to our own podcast, Sidewalk Slam. And this shirt, we sell this shirt. I'm not wearing it as an ad. It's just
you just kind of
It's a
own a lot of
comfy
those
shirt.
shirts, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, the wrestling will continue
Go now,
until
Yeah.
morale improves.
Or
yeah.
downloadingreadyrun.com.
We've put our warehouse through enough today.
Still on the
They need more
subject
punishment.
of eating things that are not edible. I remember at Andrew's Halloween party this year, there were a couple people who showed up as Team Rocket, and they had Pokeballs that had very itty bitty Pokemon. Like they looked like gel candies.
Right.
They were not gel candies. They were toys.
Oh, no.
And I didn't eat one, but I remember like having to explain to somebody. Oh God, that is actually. That wasn't me.
I forgot about that.
I mean,
You're just basting.
Yeah.
What,
Just basting.
the chicken flavored bath bomb?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
man! If that could have changed to basted instead,
Basted.
oh, it would have been so good.
make it a word to child.
Yeah.